Stock Talk. This is your host, Scott. Hope you had a good day of trading today. We did make a few purchases today. We'll talk about that as we look at the portfolio. NVAX did pull back today with the market, and so we'll kind of take a look at that, look at the charts, and see what happened there. But other than that, we did jump on that opportunity for NVAX. Any kind of drawback we added to the IRA levels. Cash account took a good hit today because of that pullback, but that's okay. We're going to try to ride that cash account to all-time highs. And so we're pretty much all in on NVAX on that one. That's not something I suggest you ever do, but we are doing that with our cash account right now. And a lot of it's the house's money, so we're not too worried about it. But that one we're going to take a hit on when it goes down because we are all NVAX. So we did that today, but we did get an opportunity to buy today, so that's what we did. We're going to take a look at our portfolio now and just kind of go over what we've got here. So let's take a look at that. Here's our portfolio. I did add Moderna on here. I just kind of watched that along with NVAX, so that's why it's on here. Not something I'm going to buy or not something I own at the present time since I've got NVAX. And but just wanted to see how it did in comparison, and you can see here just how they did do. There was a big difference today, and we'll talk about why that might be. Moderna did have some good news about a booster or something today, but also NVAX has been on a tear lately, so you can expect a little pullback, and that's exactly what happened today. So, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. Bitcoin, as you can see, most of the day here was green, and then it kind of fell off towards the end of the day. Had a pretty good weekend coming into Monday, and that was doing good. Our HUT was doing good as well. But so let's take a look at that chart for today. I do own Bitcoin, but the main reason I keep this on here because it does impact other stocks that we've held like MSTR, and also it impacts HUT mining that we hold now. So, but you can see here it was up pretty good, had a pretty good little run here. Almost hit 48. That's the wall's been around that level there. So up in the 48s is about the highs it's been getting here lately. But it did fall off towards the end of the day. Bitcoin moves, 1,000 or 2 points. Nothing out of the ordinary for that. So we'll see how it does overnight. It does trade 24/7. And that's one thing we do like about Bitcoin because it does trade all night. So you got something to look at. If you're like me and like to look at this stuff pretty much all day long. HUT, this is HUT mining. We do have that one in both IRAs, and I do have the little Robinhood account I talked about that I just opened because I'm just trying to, practice on my options, and what I'm buying now are call options, and we did buy 4 call options on this one today, October 31st date on those. In the money, which means, it's already, what I bought it at was above the share price is already above that. Now this one did have a good day today. You can see, and this has a tendency, is what it does, but it's going to follow Bitcoin, whatever Bitcoin does, but it did see, you can see here, it got all the way up to 695, which was a pretty good percentage, and then it dropped all the way back down to 660. So it only ended up 4 cents up for the day. Look at the volume though, very good volume, 6 million on the volume, normally 2.7, so a good day for that, a good strong day. It did sell off towards the end, but that's okay. We like that, that's why we bought those options, and they're pretty far out, so we were up 10% on that option after I bought it this morning. Now I think it closed a little bit negative, but those options, that's what I'm learning about the options. They are very volatile. And they swing quick, so but we'll watch that one. I think we can definitely get some money out of that option, but we don't do it on this portfolio. This is just strictly stocks. That's something I'm learning again. MSTR is not anything we're holding right now. That's micro strategies. Does follow Bitcoin, and it did fall off today. I was a little surprised today on this one because it never really got into the green, even though Bitcoin was in the green. So maybe just pulling back a little bit. We may get into that one at some point. If it pulls back very far, we may start adding some of that. And of course, NVAX. NVAX is our, let's go ahead and look at the MSTR before we jump into NVAX. I'll just show you the chart on that for today. You can see it just dropped off this morning. Even though Bitcoin was up, this one had a pullback, and HUT did the same thing, but then it came up, but this one never really came up and pretty much stayed down there all day. So you can see it's coming up a little bit in the after hours, but not something we're in right now. We're not going to be getting in it anytime soon, I don't think, unless it just has a real good pullback. Novavax, you can see it was down 10% compared to the Moderna was down 4-something%. But it really took a hit today, this morning. And this morning it got down to $221.33. And it opened way up here at 248. So that was quite the pullback. And we were expecting some pullback, but it just kept pulling back. But we started buying this one this morning at around 235 this morning, and in one IRA I was able to get a little bit more shares than the other IRA, but the last buy that we bought was $222. And got that in one IRA, but that order never filled in the second IRA. So one IRA was 235 down to 222, and we were buying different lots as it went down. And then same in the other IRA, we were buying these different lots as it went down, and bought from 235. And the last option, the last trade that filled was at 226 in that one. So finished the day, actually went into the green on those buys overall in the one IRA for a little bit, and then it pulled back towards the end of the day, and we ended up just barely in the red. It was almost completely flat where we bought in at. So one IRA, we're almost flat. The other one, we're down less than 2%, probably 1.5% or so. So it's not bad on a big pullback like that. Let's go back and take a look at that pullback. You can see here it was a pretty good drop from the beginning here, all the way down. It opened here and it just kept falling, and really right here is where I was really watching it, and I got that 222, but I saw it start coming right back up real quick, and I just thought, well, there it goes. We just hit the bottom for the day. Now that was the bottom for the day. It could go back down tomorrow, but I think a lot of this was based off of what happened in the market today. There was, the NASDAQ was down over 100 points, almost 200 one time when I was looking. And so this thing will, be impacted by whatever the NASDAQ does as well. Not to mention, we had this great week last week where it went all the way up to here. If you look at the 1 month chart, you got a pretty good run still. You're still way up here compared to where you were just a little while ago. So we're still doing good. We did sell out a lot of it last week at, close to these tops here. And so we did real well on the IRAs as far as selling those out. Now, what we're doing is we're rebuilding those positions. And we'll just do this again. This is what Novavax does. It pulls back. Now, hopefully it doesn't pull back as far as it has been pulling back. We saw it way up here not too long ago, and then it just dropped like that. That was just a crazy drop for no reason really at all. This was what caused this was earnings and the mention of U.S. delays and that kind of thing. But that never should have had anything to do with anything. But that's why it came right back up. And we did take a pullback again today, but that's mostly market driven. So unless the market starts out bad tomorrow, I don't think we're going to just have this kind of bad day tomorrow again. But we could. But I do want to mention here we do have heavy volume again, and so you can see the volumes here over the last week or so. Let's go ahead and look at that volume today and see where the heavy volume was. Yeah, it was kind of right at the beginning, and then we had some here, even a little bit heavier here. So good volume. That's what I like to see. As long as that volume stays high, that means somebody's interested one way or another, and so that can get you in trouble too. But I think we're going to be fine the way it did come back a little bit. But you don't know. We could things could get really bad. You can see the markets did make a good recovery. Nasdaq only ended up down 29 points, and the Dow and the S&P ended up in the green. So, but you can see where everything started way down here, and then it just kept going up. So that's a strong market we're in right now. So, I'm way out of it right now in the IRAs, but I was very glad to be able to get into some Novavax again today, even though it kills my cash account. It's just an opportunity to get back into those IRAs. And now my cash account, I'm not in a big hurry to sell a whole lot in the cash account again this year. So if it doesn't get to that all-time high until next year, that's okay with me too. But I don't think it's going to wait that long, just to be honest with you. But we'll see. We'll see how it does as the weeks go on. But any day now we're going to have news. Any day now we're going to have news about this, about this India approval and things like that, or other applications for approval. Any kind of news like that's going to make this thing move. So I'm glad we were able to get some more today in the IRAs. Tilray down a little bit today, nothing major, just a percent or so. Nothing going on with Tilray, just kind of a flat day. Other than that, nothing really to speak of there. That is way out of favor, and it's not quite as bad out of favor as Nikola. This one has really been clobbered. And today is a whole new animal, I think, as far as some lows go. Yeah, we're getting below the lows of the lows. So that's a bad situation when you start hitting new lows. And that's what we're doing here. And the volume's higher than normal. So that's not something you want to see either. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to take a lot of good news to get back to where we bought that one at. It's the worst one we got, but we're going to just hang on to it. We've lost most of the money of it now, so it's going to be crazy to sell when you're this far down. So that's what I don't like to do it, but that's what I do is I'll hang on like a bulldog until the very end if I need to. It's just, we've made all that money in other things, so that's not a big deal as far as that goes. So any money that comes back on something like that, you feel like you're winning, even if you're way down on it. It's just when you've made it up somewhere else already, it's not that big a deal. So you just leave it sitting over on the side, and hey, if it goes up $1, that's $1 more than I thought we had. So that's the way I think anyway. Money's made, it's paid for. Any way you look at it, if it goes to zero, it's paid for, and that's a good place to be. So either way it goes, we'll just wait and see. But wanted to get on here just for the quick update of today on the market. We'll get back on here maybe Friday evening sometime. Appreciate all the new subscriptions. We've gotten several here lately. Welcome aboard, and appreciate you joining. And if you got any comments, put your comments down in the comment section. I like to look at those. And if I can help in any way, I'll be glad to help with any kind of answers, questions that you got. But everybody has their own strategy. Everybody does their own thing when it comes to stocks sometimes. So what I do may not be the best thing for you. And this is definitely not financial advice of any kind. But I like to just get on here and show you what I'm doing. So it may encourage you and help you because of the years I've done this, and just able to see these ups and downs and not get excited about them. Okay, that's the whole trick to this whole stock thing, is not getting excited about the ups and downs, and just trying to time your buys on the downs and try to time your sales on the ups. It's the buy low, sell high. Almost everybody says that, very few do it. What they do is they panic when it goes down, and they get out and they take losses and things like that, when all they need to do is just be patient. All right? So be patient and look for opportunities on days like this when it starts out red, and there's a lot of times there's a lot of good buys when you have a market, a lot of good opportunities. And so we took advantage of one today. Now, we may wish we didn't take advantage of it tomorrow if it's another bad day, but that's just a chance you take. But it looked like it had a pretty good support today. around that 222, 221 level, and hopefully it'll hold that and won't get back below that. But we'll see. Again, watch the news. Watch the news on Novavax. One other thing I did want to show you, before I leave you, I forgot about this, but let me show you this real quick just to kind of show you the games that are played in the market. Hope some of you are still here. But this is a headline. I just wanted to show you this. Yeah, this right here. Look at this headline. Novavax appoints new CFO, Chief Financial Officer, amid inordinate delays in COVID-19 vaccine authorization. So they got to get this in here, and this is just that's just really, it's just I mean, they have had some delays, but they're not inordinate. They're nothing as bad as this tries to make it sound. But these are headlines that, to me, are just, you gotta question people that put out headlines like that, especially on a bad day, and when it's pulling back a little bit. You gotta wonder if there's some other things going on there. But those are the kind of things you gotta just take with a grain of salt. You might click this article and it may have some good information in it, and you go check other information, check the message boards, those kind of things. But don't get hung up on little headlines like that and get spooked by them. That's what people do. That's you never know, somebody's out there selling their stock because they read that headline right there. And believe me, they get worse than that, much worse. So watch for that kind of. I like just bull. That's all I can say, bull. So anyway, have a great rest of your day and a great week of trading. We'll jump back on here Friday. We'll see you then. Thanks. Bye.